my name is Duncan Daniels. I'm a musician, producer, songwriter. I've been doing music for quite a bit now. I think almost about 20 years. I know, I'm old. Yeah. Where am I from? Well, I am Nigerian. However, I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, Port Harcourt City, the Garden City. That's kind of where my music journey began. Moved back to the US and I was based out in Boston for school, and then I moved to New York City and lived in New York for about almost a decade. And yeah. So music is the very essence of my being. I know it sounds very cliche, but no, on a serious note, music is life. Music is the way I express myself, therapy to me, and something I just love to do, express myself, beyond words, beyond emotions. And it's also something that I see as a legacy, something I leave behind that is going to stay long after I'm gone. So that's what music is to me. So, yeah, down to the real gist here. My album Afro Eclectic dropping on Valentine's Day. My first single ever released came out in 2005. Was titled I Don't Tire. It featured Ra the Answer back then with the group called Specimen A. And that was in Port Harcourt. The song was on radio, Reading 93.7. They really helped, push that song big back then. So yeah, that's kind of the genesis. Fast forward to 2010 when I put out my record with MI called Like This, which was on my Showstopper album. Coincidentally, February 14th this year is exactly 10 years from the date that I released Showstopper back in 2010. And, since then, I've put out a bunch of albums. Anyone who really knows my sound knows that your classic Duncan Daniels is more rock music, pop music, However, I really love Afrobeat and I produce Afrobeats. So I wanted to actually dedicate this album to Afrobeats, but somewhat make it mine, put my own element into it and fuse it. And that's why I call it Afro Eclectic, which is basically Afrobeats, but variety of different Afrobeat styles, but blended into one. And that's what it is with this album. I really love this work. I'm very proud of it. Also reached out to one of my former classmates from music school, Berklee College of Music in Boston, Lady Albatross, and she plays the saxophone. So we got together and we kind of put our heads together and put out this record. So I'm really proud of it. I know that you guys are going to love it. I can't wait for it to be out there, for you guys to stream it on Apple Music or Spotify. I even made it available on Audio Mac and Boomplay Music for those who don't have access to Apple stores and Spotify's. So I can't wait. I'm sure you guys are going to love it. So my 3 favorite tracks on this album. Number 1 is Fix That. Fix That is not your party, let's get hyper, let's dance type of music. However, it's just unique in its own because, it's still Afrobeat, but you have an element of jazz in it, you have an element of R&B in it. Anybody can just listen to it and just feel good. Lady Albatross, man, she did an amazing job with the saxophone on this record. I just love this record. Anytime I want to feel just relaxed, if I'm driving, if I'm chilling at home, I can still bob my head to it. But again, it's not like crazy busy. You can just chill and relax to the song. And it's a love song. It's perfect for that Valentine Day period once this album drops. And also I featured Kokomi Core, based out of Port Harcourt. He does ad-libs on the record, and he just has that unique touch to the record that just brings it down to the streets. It's just a wonderful record. The second favorite record on the album for me is Bedu. I'm sure This might be the favorite record for a lot of people on this album. It's the first track on the album, first song that starts the album. And you know what? It actually features one of my favorite rappers by the name of Mac G. And I say this because me and Mac G back in the day used to be part of a rap group by the name of Tuck Tight, based out of Pawtucket City. I mean, I'm talking about way back, early 2000s. Tuck Tight had folks like Frank De Niro, Andre Blaze, Lyrical, who goes by Avid, who's also on the album as well, if I might add. Double K, The Veteran. Man, there was so many really raw, talented people part of that group. And Mac G is just a friend of mine that we just stayed close. As a matter of fact, I featured Mac G on every single album I've released. Whether it was a rock album, whether it was a Afrobeat album, Mac G just has to be on that album. So if you go check all my albums that I've put out, there has to be one track from Mac G. Mac G actually retired from making music back in 2012. Dude had to go buy a microphone and dust off his computer and just get into the studio to record this, his verse. And man, he surely killed. One of my favorite lines on the verse is where he talks about he does some wordplay involves Wizkid and Burna Boy. I don't even want to say it the way he said it because I want you guys to go check it out, the way he actually made that flow. But yeah, Bedu is my second favorite record, probably your favorite record, and actually the record that I'm pushing the most. And hopefully you guys will see a video for that pretty soon. The third record on the album that it's very tough, man. It's either between Piston and 6 Past 6. So 6 Past 6 is a record that I actually put out as a single. It features wonderful songstress Aduke, based out of London and Lagos, and she is just phenomenal vocals. And we actually shot a video in Las Vegas for the song. Video's out there, you guys can check it out on my YouTube and also on my website, dunkandanielsmusic.com. And man, the song is just something that you definitely, just can't explain the song in words. Piston, I had to tap my homie from back in the day. I did talk about earlier my first single featuring Roddy Answer from Specimen. This time around, I got in touch with Bobby, who also goes by the name of Uncle Bobby, and he's based out of the UK now. And we got on this track together called Piston, and man, this track is just that bouncy track you just can't resist but bob your head to and dance to. And it's just, the wordplay on that record is just amazing. So it's between Piston and 6 Past 6. I just can't choose. I mean, as a matter of fact, all those songs are my favorite songs, but I don't know, just these are the songs that I just feel right now that are speaking to me. So I hope you guys check it and then listen to it, and I'm sure you might find other songs on there. There's the song with Lyrical called Holiday, a really, really nice vibes. There's the song called Trouble featuring Lynn. She's from PH but based out in Lagos right now. I'm sure you guys are going to really love that record. Man, there's songs with dancehall artists from the UK by the name of Champas. There's a song with Mr. Money based out of Texas. Man, I made sure I got people to work with me on this album. So I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. Yeah, before I forget, just want to remind you guys where to go to check out my music. Hit up my website, www.dunkandanielsmusic.com. I have all my videos. You can check out videos for your favorite songs on the album. I'll be putting out some new videos this year just to push some of the songs on the album. You can find the album anywhere, basically. If you listen to Pandora, if you listen to Apple Music, Spotify, Boomplay Music, Audio Mac, you name it. Just search Afro Eclectic, all right? And you'll be able to listen to the album. Again, it's a labor of love. This is my gift to you for Valentine's. I love you guys. Keep supporting. Hit me up on my Facebook at Dunkishrock Music, and I'm on Instagram at Dunkishrock, and also on Twitter at Dunkishrock. At Dunkishrock is spelled Dunkishrock.
So call up all them girls.